What is going on, guys? This is Snake Sports here, and wow, what a great year of football of the 2016 and 2017 season. As you all know, the Clemson Tigers from the ACC are the national champions and beat Alabama Crimson Tide 35-31. Finished out 14-1, but that's not what we're going to talk about today because we are talking about the Appalachian State Mountaineers versus the Georgia Bulldogs in Athens, Georgia, this year. I do not know what the time will be, but as you all know, the Appalachian played Georgia just a few years ago at Georgia, and they lost. Not really great game, but it was a fun experience just to be able to go to Georgia and watch the game. This year, Taylor Lamb is still going to be the quarterback, so he's returning for his senior year. And as you all know, that Jalen Moore, who was the running back for this year, also is returning back to be a junior this year. He has done an amazing job, stepped up for Marcus Cox because he was injured and for the majority of the year, but they still finished out both running backs still finished out with 1,000+ yards. As you all know, Jacob Eason for the Georgia Bulldogs came in the third game of the year because Grayson Lambert was terrible, and he has stepped up big time. He was a true freshman this year. I mean, he was amazing. They were 8-5, but they play in the SEC, which is one of the best conferences in the nation of football. The Sun Belt really isn't that good, but from Appalachian State perspective, from coming from FCS level to FBS, they have done an amazing job with that football program. They haven't won against really good teams since the Michigan versus Appalachian in 2005, where they beat the number ranked 5th team in the country. But they could do it. They could beat Georgia, but it's going to be a tough game because Georgia has two running backs. Yes, two running backs that are returning for their senior season who are a beast. Yes, Nick Chubb and Sony Michael. They're both really good. One's a power back and one's like a mid-range, like running type running back. But they're both really good. Nick Chubb is going to be probably fully healthy, and it's going to be a really good game. Hopefully, it'll be like the Tennessee versus the Georgia Appalachian game. Appalachian should have beaten Tennessee. They came close, but they lost in overtime. But they could have won. They had the chances to. But Appalachian State's defense will be back. I believe majority Boggs will be back as well. The defensive lineman, Duck will come back too for linebacker as well. So there's a lot of guys coming back for Appalachian State's defense. It's going to be really good. Sorry about that. It's going to be a really good game, hopefully. Not like a blowout. They try to stop Georgia's quarterback, Jacob Eason, who's only a true freshman and now going to be a true sophomore. So it's going to be a really good game. It's going to be at Georgia, as you all know. As you all know, Appalachian went 10-3 and 7-1 the conference and won the Sun Belt Conference, or it was a tie. Georgia was 8-5, 4-4 in the East. They didn't really do so well this year. Struggled with Kirby Smart as the new head coach. So let's go ahead and go into the stats. All right, for Appalachian, we have Taylor Lamb, who's returning quarterback. He has completed over 197 passes with 325 attempts with 2,281 yards. He has completion percent is 60.6%. Yards per average is 7.02. 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 129.9 QBR rating. As you all know, Jalen Moore is back as a junior for Appalachian with 237 carries last year with 1,402 yards, 5.9 yards per average or per carry, and 10 touchdowns. So he has done an amazing job as a sophomore, backing up from Marcus Cox, who also had 1,000 yards. All right, Shaden Matters also is returning. He had 45 reception yards, 716 yards, 15.9 yards per catch, and 2 touchdowns. All right, now we are gonna go to Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's stats. All right, for passing, as you all know, that Jacob Eason, who is a true freshman, came in after Grayson Lambert really didn't do so well this year. Completed about 204 to 370 attempts with 2,430 yards, completion percent was 55.1, with 6.57 yards per throw, 16 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, almost similar to Taylor Lamb's, with 120.3 of QBR rating. As y'all know, Nick Chubb and Sony Michael are back in action for their senior year. Nick Chubb had 224 carries, 1,130 yards, 5.0 yards per average per carry, and 8 touchdowns. Taylor Lamb, Jacob Eason, Nick Chubb, and Jalen Moore all almost have the similar statistics for both teams, but the only difference is Nick Chubb and Jacob Eason play in the SEC, so that's really tough. And but not counting out Appalachian. Appalachian is really good. They've gotten a lot better since the day one, since they were moved from FCS to FBS. All right, Sony Michael had 152 carries, 840 yards, 5.5 average per carry, and 4 touchdowns. Those are going to be the 2 keys, as well as Jacob Eason for Georgia. I believe Isaiah McKenzie will be back with the Bulldogs. He had 44 receptions, 633 yards, 14.4 average per catch, and 7 touchdowns. And that is it for the statistics for this year's 2017 game in Athens, Georgia, at Georgia Bulldogs in Sanford Stadium. Comment below what you guys think who's going to win this game. Hopefully Appalachian will finally have the rematch and beat Georgia, upset Georgia. That would be awesome. Wish they would beat in Tennessee last year. That would be really great. But yeah. Alright guys, comment below what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Guys, this is Snake Sports here. Go App and beat Georgia. Alright guys, Snake here. You have a great day and peace.
It's 4th down. They'll call on the field goal unit here for this long field goal attempt. This will make it a field goal game. The kick is away. It's long enough. And he nails the long field goal.